first experience with Outward Bound was in high school at South Bronx.
I had a lot of things going on when I started high school.
I was cutting class, I wasn't applying myself, not because I wasn't smart.
I used to stutter a lot, so that kind of stopped me from communicating with people. And I would shut down because I didn't have the words to express how I was feeling.
My older brother was killed a month before I started high school. All of a sudden, I'm the oldest sister, all of a sudden I'm the oldest daughter, and it was really hard.
We go away, they take us to these cabins, and we are absolutely loving it because there's electricity and running water. And then they say, okay, no, we're actually going into the woods, and here's your backpack and your gorp and your shovel, and now it becomes real.
Then it started to rain, then sleet, then snow. When we got to the top of the mountain and we looked back at our trail, we could actually see our footsteps. It's like, wow, like we did this. I can do this, I can do anything that I set my mind to.
The program to me was all about self-reflection and finding an inner power that's going to help you move to the next level. At the time, it would lend itself to be all physical because of all the camping, the hiking, and finding the will to get through the program. And then once you're finished and you're sitting down and you're debriefing by a campfire, you realize that it was about a lot more than just what your physical capabilities are.
New York City Outward Bound is a nonprofit educational organization that was started in 1987 to bring the principles, practices, and activities of Outward Bound to New York City's young people in their public schools.
For the first few years, New York City Outward Bound was an organization that offered programs in schools, in public schools, and realized that as our work became more and more academic, that there was an opportunity to see what it looked like at the whole school level. We now operate a network of expeditionary learning schools in all 5 boroughs in partnership with the Department of Education.
And New York City Outward Bound and Expeditionary Learning fills a real sort of need, I think, for students who are looking for opportunities to learn in a really compelling and authentic way, to make connections to from what they're learning to real life problems.
I could probably tell you everything I learned in science last year because of the way they taught it to us. Like in my old school, they would just give you a textbook and like read chapter whatever and answer whatever questions.
When we stop talking, they start learning, and that's been one of the biggest focuses for us. You know, if we can step back and just look at ourselves as like the facilitator of learning as opposed to, you know, teacher knows all, you'd be surprised what comes out of our students.
Learning expedition is like a semester in any other school. It lasts about 3 to 4 months, so everything we do in class will relate to what the expedition is. Last year in 7th grade, one of our learning expeditions where it's revolutionary. We studied fuel cells, hybrids, and a regular combustion engine, which have all impacted all of our lives.
We really try to bring world issues into the classroom to see how it affects us. And even next year, I'll be able to vote, and so I have to be aware of these global issues so I could vote appropriately to the person I want, to be in office that would meet my needs.
Most people in my neighborhood and most people around the city are illiterate by the time they reach middle school. They can't read, they can't write. 60 million Americans are illiterate right now, and that's crazy. That's a danger to yourself if you can't read a prescription, you can't read anything in the store. Something and someone needs to change that. And maybe it might be me.
This organization is very much a values-driven organization. So this idea that everyone can achieve at high levels, the development of character and the development of intellect are equally important and go hand in hand.
So is there really a relationship between character and achievement? I think yes.
You would not know who I was before. You would not know that I was a crazy student trying to cut class, running up down the stairs. And then once we entered Wheels, everything changed. We started actually learning the value of learning.
Students are pushed to be the best the best that they can be, to grow out of their shells. HOWLS, they stand for Habits of Working Learning Skills. They are techniques we reference to better ourselves in how we learn and how to push our learning. I thoughtfully and carefully complete my assignments and push myself to grow as a learner.
We're constantly questioning ourselves, and that's that whole reflective practice that we engage in, and that lives and breathes every day in our classrooms because our focus is students.
There is no greater personal satisfaction for me than seeing a young person discover and realize his or her potential. But when people talk about the magic of Outward Bound, I think what they're really talking about is this sweet spot that we often find between challenge and support.
I have my own challenges when I have my own rough days, when I have millions of projects to do, and it's due all tomorrow. It's like I have to do this.
Today I'm stepping out of my comfort zone by balancing out track, schoolwork, what colleges I want to go to, college applications as well.
Every school in New York City should have Outward Bound simply because it almost teaches a student that it's more on you and not your parents. You need to take responsibility. You keep on with that lesson when you get to college because they don't call mom when you're late.
I wanted to go into education reform, whatever that meant. Because I met with New York City Outward Bound early in the process and found immediately that there was tremendous like-mindedness. I think our teachers are drawn to our school and our partnership with New York City Outward Bound for two reasons, typically. One is that good teachers are looking for high-quality professional development. And then the second is our approach to curriculum.
What New York City Outward Bound brings to education is a shared vision for what instructional practice looks like in the classroom.
I feel confident that our graduates will be able to compete nationally with students from any other type of school around this country.
When students graduate from here in 12th grade, that they're going to move forward as thinkers.
So I grew up in Washington Heights in a single mother household. If you had told me 10 years ago that I would be graduating from NYU with a bunch of job offers, landing one in corporate finance, and graduating with awards such as the Presidential Service Scholarship, I would have not believed you.
Thank you to the wonderful staff at Outward Bound who really made a difference in my life. If it were not for this program, I can honestly say that I would not be sitting here right now.
I love everyone at Outward Bound. I thank you because Outward Bound is my second home. Always will be my second home. Thank you for molding me into the woman that I am today.